What is going on, guys? My name is Caden Hayward. I'm the CEO of Coach Hayward. We help busy working professionals who work over 40-hour plus weeks permanently lose weight and feel amazing in their skin again. So, in today's training, what we're going to be breaking down is how you can still lose weight 7 days a week and still be able to enjoy your weekends as well. So, how to not self sabotage on the weekends, guys. Now, I want to do this training because this is something I've seen a lot of my clients in the past struggle with. Especially those who maybe if you enjoy having a couple of drinks or if you like going to restaurants, whatever it may be, as my approach behind weight loss is focusing on a sustainable approach. We don't help really bodybuilders. We more so help people who just want to live ordinary lives, be able to feel good in their skin and lose weight, but also enjoy their lives. So if that is you, then this training might just help you. So let me just open up my screen here. So here we go. I'm on my screen now. So how to not ruin our weight loss on the weekends, guys. Now, important topic here because you can do absolutely wonderful during the week. Like you can stay aligned with your goals and everything. And when the weekend comes around, if you have the wrong amount of calories and you go off just a little too far, well, then all those 5 days during the week, 6 days during the week are completely ruined. And it's devastating because you check the scale that Monday, you see that you're not where you want to be at, and you just want to quit, fall off, or yeah. So it's just not fun. So how do we change this? So how it happens, guys, is it happens by doing this. Let's say you're in a caloric deficit throughout the week, which if you're on a weight loss journey, you should know what a caloric deficit is, and you should make sure that you're in one, or else you just won't lose weight. Being a caloric deficit is where like 90% of your results will come from. So make sure you're in a caloric deficit, make sure it's not too low, not too high. You can go into like a 500 deficit, whatever it may be. That's the example I will use for today. So let's say you are in a 500 calorie deficit throughout the week. Okay. So you times that by, we'll go Monday to Friday, and then we'll say Saturday is the day you cheat. Okay. So times that by 5 equals 2,500. So once you are at 2,500 calories, so this is how many calories that you're in a deficit in now. So this is how much you've cut out. So it takes 3,500 calories to burn 1 pound of fat. So you're 1,000 calories away from burning that 1 pound of fat. But let's say, so Monday to Friday, let's say on Saturday, you eat, and let's say your BMR, so your basal metabolic rate, equals to 2,000. Okay. So if your BMR is at 2,000 and you're in a calorie deficit of 500, you're eating 1,500 calories a day. And if you're in a calorie deficit for 5 days of the week and you're in a 500 calorie deficit, then that's 2,500 calories that you're cutting out of your diet. So you are losing weight now. Okay. You're almost at 1 pound of fat. You are over half a pound of fat here. As I said, 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat. Okay. So, but Saturday, what happens is we'll say you eat 3,900 calories. Okay. Consumed equals extra 1,900 over BMR. So you take the 2,500, you minus the 1,900, and that is 600 deficit. So at this point, you're still in a deficit. So long term, like you will lose weight. But the problem is that you're going to lose 1 pound. Like it's going to take you, if you do this every single week, it's going to take you about 6 weeks to lose 1 pound. And not a lot of people can keep that going long enough because they will have that self-sabotage, or they will just give up on their plans because they're not seeing the results come through. So if you're doing this approach, and let's say you're having a huge amount of protein coming in, you might see your body fat percentage go down. So like your clothing will fit better and everything, but the scale won't be going down as quickly because you're in such a small deficit that the weight is just not going to be coming off as quick. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So this is super, super important. So this, like I said, this is something that we have to go over with my clients who like to drink on the weekends, who like to eat out with their friends on the weekends, like wing night and stuff, as the calories can really pack on there, guys. So that 3,900 calories, it can definitely happen. Okay, so that is kind of why it happens on the weekends. And then usually what will happen then is like you'll try to go and go and go for weeks, or maybe go harder on the weekdays, and then it's just not sustainable. So eventually you just quit and fall off. Okay, so how do we fix this? Okay, how do we fix this, guys? So first of all, also another thing too I want to point out is that you might have over 3,900 calories, or maybe on Friday night you also have a few beers as well. And let's say you have like 5 ultra light, so like 90 calories times 5 equals 450. So boom, 450. Now you're in even less of a deficit, guys, and that's just from a few beer on a Friday night, and Saturday going out to restaurants and eating over your amount. So we all know usually on Fridays, if there's drinks, you're probably going to be snacking as well. So there it is. So there's the math for you guys on how it kind of works, on how we kind of mess up our weight loss progress on the weekends. So how do we fix this though? So I'm just going to delete this here. You guys want this, make sure you just go back and watch it. But how do we actually fix this? So 1 second. Oops. So how to fix it, guys? Oh my gosh. Okay. So how do we fix this? So now that we know that what's happening is that we're consuming way too many calories on the weekends to the point where it's almost ruining our deficit that we do through the week, we can do a few things. Number one is that depending on how much weight you want to lose, you can either go into more of a caloric deficit on the weekend or on the weekdays. So sorry, I got hiccups. That means you could go into 1,000-calorie deficit, but here's the thing: if you only have like 10 pounds to lose, you're not going to really want to go into 1,000-calorie deficit because you're probably going to be dropping your calories down way, way too low. So what you'd want to do here is if you're like 300 pounds or like 240, 50 pounds, then you can probably go into a calorie deficit of 1,000 calories. And that will allow you to that'll be proper. You'll still be able to, you won't get any deficiencies or nothing like that. So you'll still be pretty set up there as long as your nutrition and everything is on point. Now, other things we can do to fix it, guys, is making sure that we get our activity in, so that our daily steps and everything, all those little calories burnt, they all add up in the end. Now, sadly, when it comes to fitness, about the average workout only burns about 200, 250 calories. So typically it's not going to make a massive change when it comes to your deficit. But if you do, 3 good workouts a week, that's a 750 extra calorie deficit that you're going to be in than if you were not to ever work out ever. Okay. And let's say you get those daily steps in, it only climbs up more and more. So definitely want to make sure you get at least 3 times a week of some sort of physical activity, guys. And that is not only just for losing weight, but overall just mental health, physical health, longevity, everything A to Z. Now, the next thing we can do here is mindfulness. So being mindful about our eating. So, I have a problem with whenever I eat out, I like to just stuff my face to the point where I'm extremely full. I love food. So this is something we can practice though, where we be more mindful about our food choices and not eat until we want to puke, or not eat until we're, beyond full, but eat until we're pretty well satisfied. And that will definitely put you on the right track. Now, the next thing you can do is you can also cut back on those days. So if you know that Saturday is going to be a day where you're going out with friends, or you're going to be meeting with friends, then perhaps Saturday morning you might want to do like a fast and cut out breakfast, or just cut real back on breakfast and stick to something with high protein. So that way you can make sure you're kind of working around the calories and saving yourself some more room. Just like Sunday. So the following day, maybe cut back then, cut your portions in half or whatever it may be. So that way you can match up your 7-day out average of calories into a way where you're still in that caloric deficit. Good enough though, so you're losing weight. So I can track that after for you, put that down. Okay, so that is one really important, is just be mindful of your choices. Next is like, also don't go too far gone on weekends. Like stick to water, stick to high protein every single meal. If you do like to eat out, perhaps change to eating steak or like eating high protein meals instead of like pastas and stuff like that. So that's definitely another important one. When it comes to drinking, okay, between every drink some water, or maybe have a protein shake before you go drinking, so it makes you so full that you don't want to drink much. Whatever it may be, is going to help you on your weight loss goals. So the next thing though, and this is one of the most important things you can ever do for yourselves, guys, is because this is really going to help you make sure that you're aligned as close as possible with your goals, unless you're working with a coach, of course. But this is tracking your calories. So tracking your calories on like MyFitnessPal is really going to help show you where you're at. So let's say you have, 5 beer one night, you're not sure how much that is, and you're having an ultra light. That's 450 calories right there. So you can easily just track that in to MyFitnessPal, so that way you can make sure you're more aligned with your goals, and you can see, okay, well, I wasn't in a deficit yesterday. I went over by 200 calories. So today I'm going to cut out 400. So I'm in a deficit of 200 or whatever it may be. Okay. So kind of like balance it out the following day and work around it, because we all know that family events are going to happen, birthday parties, all these things are going to happen. And it's not about avoiding them or nothing, because that's when you start going into more approach, of course, unless you have other kind of goals that you're working on. But for those who are just simply trying to lose their weight, tone up and feel great in their skin, not worry about health issues, it's, you don't have to give these things up. You just have to be more smarter with your choices and more mindful, and have that knowledge to work around it. And that was a huge thing for me, is that knowledge gap. Once I started understanding and I took control of my nutrition, eating out on the weekends became nothing for me, because I know exactly how to work around it. I know exactly where my macros are and everything. So you got to make sure that you know where to go when it comes to your goals. Okay. If you don't know where to go, you're going to be like a chicken with its head cut off, running around all over the place, not knowing what the heck is going on, with no sort of vision or structure. So tracking your calories, super important. If you don't, then I definitely recommend you do that. And then you can also do intuitive eating, which is more so like being mindful. Now, that is kind of a few points on how you can fix it though right there. And so just, working around the calories the next following days. So that's right here, working around it. Okay. So let's say you have, let's say your BMR is still 2000. Okay. And you're trying to lose weight. Okay. So let's say one day you have 2,500 calories on Saturday. Well, maybe Sunday, then what you'll do is you will have maybe, let's see here. Maybe Sunday, you have 13. Let's say Sunday you have, okay. So let's say you have 2,500 calories on Saturday. Well, Sunday, maybe you'll have, 1,300. And then Monday, maybe you'll have another 1,300. So that way, what's happening is that you are now so you just cut out 1,400 calories from these 2 days, because 2,000 minus 1,300, okay, do the math here, equals 700. So that means a 700 deficit. Times that by 2, and that's 1,400 caloric deficit. So here you're in a 2,500 caloric deficit, or sorry, a 500 surplus. So you had to cut out that 250 extra calories. So, oh shit, I did that wrong. Okay, so, oh, Jesus. Okay, so how this new method works. So let's say Monday you do 1,600 calories. Tuesday you do 1,400 calories. Let's say Wednesday you do 1,500 calories. Let's say Thursday you do 1,700 calories. Let's say Friday you do 1,300 calories. Okay, and then Saturday, what you're gonna do here is, let's say you end up having let's say you end up having 2,500, we'll say. Okay, so then Sunday, what you want to do is, first of all, you want to take the average. So 1,600, okay, plus 1,400 plus 1,500 plus 1,700 plus 1,300 plus 2,500, divide plus 0, and then divide that by 6 equals 1,600. Oh, shoot. So 6-day average equals 1,666 calories. So now you're still in a deficit, but you're not hitting that 1,500 goal. Okay, so that way on Sunday, what you want to do is you want to try to average it out. You want to try to work around as much as possible. Now, I don't recommend you take 500 calories out and then another 500 calories out, so you're only consuming 1,000 calories that day, because that's not necessarily healthy at all. But what I do recommend is definitely cut back. So perhaps instead of your average 15, maybe you'll go down to 1,300 that day. So that way, the average now is plus 1,300 equals, divide that by 7 equals, now it is, let's see, 7-day average equals now 1,614 calories. So you're getting closer. And then what you can do on the following days, on Monday and Tuesday. So if Monday is usually 1,600, go down to 1,500. And then if Tuesday, you just leave that there. The next Wednesday or something, 1,400. Just add those calories back in. So switch around, or add an extra day of activity, such as cycling or swimming or working out or whatever it may be, to cut back another 250 calories and add on to your average. So working around those events. Okay. Now, the most important thing, the dream, is to not go overboard though on our Saturday. So let's say Saturday, without any kind of cheat meals or restaurants, you're consuming around, let's say 1,700 calories that day, because it's a little extra than the average weekday because you're out and going. And then let's say that is your average. That is like your goal on your nutrition planning. But you know that you're going to go out to a restaurant and have about an extra 700 calories or so. So if we did that, added those together, it'd be 2,400 calories. So you know you're going to have 2,400 calories that day. So maybe Saturday, what you should do then is cut those 1,700 down to like 1,400. So then when you add on the 700, I got to do the math for this one. 700 on this one would be 2,100 calories. So now you're only in a surplus of 100 calories rather than 400 calories. So you kind of cut back, so then you can add that in and then cut, I guess, not be affected as much. And you're still in a surplus though, so you're gonna have to work around those extra 100 calories the following days, or get an extra day of activity in so you can work around it and cut that extra little surplus out, so you can still be in a calorie deficit. Now, that is the example there. Okay. So that's kind of how I do it, guys. Okay. That's how I do it. I still be able to enjoy myself on the weekends. Yes, I do work out 5 times a week, so more than the average, busy person might want to work out. And I have very, very high protein during the weekdays, so I'm very, very good on that. But that's how I do it. I have a cheat meal usually every Saturday, and I love it. It's I love eating out to restaurants. I love trying new food. And it's not something I'm really wanting to give up, especially when it comes to my fitness goals. It just doesn't really matter right now for me to cut that out. So I do it, and I enjoy it, and I love it. And this is exactly how I work around. I just make sure that after the following days, I just align myself back with my goals, get right back on track, and keep moving forward. Okay, so I went over the 7-day average there. So that is pretty much the training there, guys. I was going to do an example for you, but I feel like that 7-day average example that I just did there was basically all pretty well good enough. If you have any questions, make sure you just let me know though down below in the comments. But that is how we not ruin our weight loss on the weekends. Now, other points, as of course, can be like, well, limit your cheat meals as much as possible when you go out to restaurants. Instead of the fries, get the salads, high protein, guys. Stick to that water. If you're going to drink something with very low calories. Drink water in between your meals. Cut back your portions the following days so that way you can work around it. Be a little more stricter / serious during the weekdays. If you know that you're going to be going out somewhere or traveling somewhere, well, then that week before, perhaps cut the calories down to the point where you have enough leeway room where you can make those mistakes and you can enjoy yourself and everything. But other than that, guys, that is the training for today. If you like this training, if you feel like you have gotten something from this training, make sure you like below, leave a comment below, and share this with a friend. That's all I ask. If you feel like you didn't get anything from this, then you can delete my channel or whatever you want to do there. But if you did get something, all I ask is that you share this and show a friend so that you can help them out too, so they can still enjoy their weekends, they can still enjoy their lives, but also lose weight too. All right, guys, that being said, that is the training though. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day or week whenever it is watching this. And if you need help, all you got to do is message me CH and we can get you started on making a permanent weight loss transformation. All right, guys, I'll see you later.